Hi guys, and welcome back to The Results Show. So I should probably do the thing. Welcome back to
TheResultsShow.com.
It's not even .com, it's just The Results Show. You are joining us for the fourth and final part of our mini masterclass, Selling Magically Express.
Yep.
So if you haven't seen the previous 3 episodes, then just go back and check them out because it's all sequential.
Yep.
We are excited today, aren't we always?
Yes, indeed.
But the reason why we're excited is because this is where we're now going to help you put all of this together. So what we'd like to do, as we promised at the end of last week's episode, is give you a framework to work with that's actually going to take your prospective customers right the way through from initial contact up to buying with you and also beyond, because we've said how important that is. And so what I want to do is I want to introduce you to a concept called the customer roadmap. So the problem which a lot of, because we talked about the funnel and, you know, kind of like attracting customers and then warming them up with the whole suck, squeeze, bang, blow thing. The key thing about it is that the customer needs to want to go through this journey. Too many, you know, it's like the standard sales presentation that starts with about us. It's like, yawn, I don't care about you. You know, we're all bit part actors in each other's lives, and until you demonstrate why they should care about you, they won't. So again, going back to everyone's favorite radio station, WIIFM, what's in it for me, what we want to be able to do is to create something which the customer wants, which they value, which breeds liking, trust and rapport, and which positions you as a trusted expert. Because too many sales situations are like this. It's almost like a standoff.
Yeah.
You know, it's you versus me, who's going to win, who's going to outsmart the other. What a smart person will do is basically go, right, we're going to start like this as quickly as possible. We're going to basically do this. So rather than face to face, we are shoulder to shoulder. Okay, so we then get to use that lovely word, we. What I think we should do here is X, Y, Z. So here's how it works. So what we want to do is we want to create the customer roadmap. If you've ever come across something like a SWOT test, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, it's a little bit like that. The way that we do it is we basically find out the, say, 7 to 10 core areas that a customer is going to be working with. I'll give you an example of what this looks like in a second. What we then do is we then say, right, for each one of those areas, if you like, those skills or those things that they need to be able to do, then we rank them from 10, where 10 is brilliant. You know, you can't get better than that, and 0 is shockingly bad. Okay. And what we then do is we look at the benefits of being at 10, and we look at the risks of being at 0.
Right.
So what we then do is basically, once we've got that, we then reach out to the customer. So let's say that you're the customer. So my advert basically says, hi, would you like to know, you know, given your situation, exactly where you are now and what you should do about it?
Right.
Yeah. So that there is an instant benefit for this person to go, yeah, okay, that's fine. If I'm going to get a better understanding of where I am and then a plan forward, then I'm interested in this. I'm going to give you some context for this. We worked with an American company which had started up in the not too distant past. And what they were a networking group. Right. What they were trying to do is they're basically trying to get people to attend their networking meetings. So they came to us and said, what do you think? And we said, right, what I would do is, because if you think about it, what does done look like? Again, always go to the end of the process and say, what does good look like? It's the person going, I need to be at that networking event because I want to talk to these people. Cool, okay. How do we do that? The way that we did it was we created basically like a company health check. It would only take them a few minutes to go through, but for each area, core area of the business, you know, product development, sales, marketing, customer service, delivery, follow-up, all the rest of it, we basically created a whole bunch of these little ladders from 10, which is brilliant, and from 0, which is really, really bad. So what the customer would then do is basically the networking company sales agents would say, look, what we've got here is basically something that will allow you in just a couple of minutes to have a really clear picture of exactly where you are, what your strengths and what your weaknesses are within your business. And also we can then create a plan about what you're going to do with them. It's not going to cost you anything, but whatever happens, it's like the game shows, whatever happens, you're going home with that. Yeah. And so what would happen is that the person would say, okay, yes, I like the sound of that. And most of them did, because again, that's valuable knowledge for them. If you're somebody who's running a business, being able to go, actually, yes, I can rank and I can very, very clearly see, using information that I have provided, by the way, and this is really key, using information that I have provided, exactly what is going on with my business, and then get a plan about it, then yeah, that's worth 10 minutes of my time, because I spend most of my waking hours worrying about it. So what they would do is basically come along, fill out the health check, and then because we've got an understanding of what 10 looks like and what 0 looks like, you can go, right, okay, so on this one, in terms of product development, what you've actually said is you're actually down at about a 3. Okay, so we know what the dangers of 0 are. 0 on product development basically means that you're just going to get overtaken, you're going to get left behind. You've never made anything new, your history, you're a dinosaur. 10 is you are creaming the competition. They cannot keep up with you. They can't see you on a clear day. So what we can then do is say, right, okay, so we need to move you up there, because the danger, the thing we want to get away from, is this. The goal, the thing we want to get towards, is this. And you then basically do that for all of the different things.
Right.
But here's the key thing. What you're then doing is saying, in order, from the networking company's point of view, in order for you to get from here to there, you need to be talking to these kinds of people. And they're at this event, which you can attend for free for a month. Same thing with the next column, okay? So in terms of your marketing, it's like, yeah, marketing, we're a little bit better at that, okay. We know what the consequences of being bad are, we know what the consequences of being good are. And this was incredibly effective, and that's not just the only time that we've used it. But there's two things about it. First of all, it's something that the customer wants. Second of all, it's based on information that they supply, so they actually trust the outcome. And thirdly, what it does is it basically starts to tell them, this is what you need to be able to do. Okay, this is your roadmap. You need to improve this, you need to improve that, and you can even prioritize it. The analogy which I just gave to David just before we came on here was, let's say that your local doctor says, we've got an allergy test. Okay, so I'm basically jab you, I'm going to put it into my little machine, goes, oh, you are fatally allergic to bee stings. So if you get stung by a bee, you will go into anaphylactic shock. That's not particularly good. No. The remedy for that is this little hypopen thing, which we've got over here. What's David's next action going to be? It's going to be to buy it. Because what you're doing is you are giving guys enlightenment, you're basically giving them motivation, you've positioned yourself as a trusted expert, and you are at the point of decision. None of their other customers are there. So when they go, right, okay, I want to do this, I'm looking around, how far do they have to look to find the person that you want to do it with?
Yep. So I think the thing for me, I've got this thing which I call the profit ladder.
Yes.
And I got that from, I don't know where he got it from, but I got it from Brad Sugars.
Oh, yes, the founder of Action.
Action Coach.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. By the way, if you get to see Brad Sugars, he comes over to the UK. He's a great speaker, and take the opportunity. But he showed me the profit ladder, which is what accountants show you is outputs.
Yes.
In a business, what the profit ladder is about is inputs, not outputs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's essentially 5 levers that determine profit in your business. So you've got the number of new leads you've got coming in, your closing ratio, average customer spend, how many times a month does somebody buy, which gives you your turnover.
Yes.
Then you've got your profit margin, which enables you to work out your gross profit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, you have the client or prospective client give you their numbers. Yeah. Then essentially you already know what's going to happen. What we say is, right, if I come in and I increase your leads by just 10%, a month. If I come in and you increase your closing ratio by just 10%, if your average customer spend increases just by 10%, if you number of times a customer buys from you per month increases by just 10%, and we increase your profit margin by just 10%. Yeah, so that's not increasing it by 10%. So it's not going from 60%, let's say profit margin, to 60%. It's 55%.
Yes.
Yeah. Which those things are very, very easy to do with things like NLP.
Yeah.
And you already know, no matter what figures you put in, the bottom line, the gross profit, will increase by 61%.
Yeah.
Because it's 1.1 to the power 5. So if they're currently doing 20,000 a month, let's say, then we're going to increase that by 61%. So we're going to put an extra £12,000 on the bottom line. Yeah. So, this is a bit of a cheeky one, but you've got to be with the right person. If I came in and I charged you £12,000 a month for that, I'd be free. Because you put 12,000 on and you're charging 12,000.
Yes.
If you were the right person, reluctantly, they have to agree to that. But if you go, well, look, I'm not going to charge you 12,000, I'm only going to charge you 5,000, then basically they can see that they're going to be £7,000 a month in profit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, contrast, another one of Cialdini's.
Contrast.
Yes.
Yeah. So then, it's their numbers. It's in black and white on the page. They can't argue with the numbers because they've given you the numbers.
Yes.
And you can see that they're going to be £7,000 in this example up every month that you're in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Now it comes down to what we talked about right at the start: trust and liking.
Yeah.
Because the numbers are undeniable.
And like I said, the thing about this is that what you want to be doing is you want to be the trusted expert who's top of mind. You want to be the person that they think is going to be able to help them, and you want to be the person that they think is going to be able to help them when they think about it, as in that's the first thing that they do. It's like that's why you've got Coke and Pepsi and all the rest of it spending billions, because what they want to do is basically, when you think of a fizzy drink, if you think of a fizzy drink, if you ask almost anyone on the planet, providing you could talk their language, name me a fizzy drink, it's probably going to be one of those two.
Yeah.
You might have a few others creeping in, but that kind of point of recognition and association is absolutely critical. And like I say, with this is an entire end-to-end thing, because what you're doing is you're going out, having identified the people that you want to be talking to, work out what is important to them, because what you're actually doing is you're providing a valuable service. Because even if it's just them ticking a few boxes, sometimes that can make the difference. Actually, because rather than all these butterflies of worry and what if, just the ability to create a framework for them where they can go, actually, you know what? I'm just looking at all this thing, and the biggest thing that's killing us is this.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Giving them the space to think about that, and then also suggesting what they can do about it, creating a roadmap, that's something that they're going to be grateful for. And again, reciprocation.
Yep.
So you have added value to them. You are now the trusted expert, and you can then basically, from there, sell in the services. And like I say, if you're clever, what you'll then basically do is have something so that it can match, you can map it to what their things are. Okay? So for instance, let's say that you've got 7, areas where somebody needs to be good. What you could then basically do is have almost like a course with 7 modules. And what you then do is say, look, actually these 2, you're fine. But these 5 here, you are in deep trouble. So what we're going to do is, here's our 5-point course. Yeah, it's just in the same way as you go into a doctor and said, right, you don't have housemaid's knee, you don't have malaria, so you don't need those medications, but you do have this and you do have this, so that's what we're going to map it across to you. And again, it's one of those things whereby trust comes from feeling that you're understood. If you walk into a doctor's surgery and they just say, there you go, take 2 of those, then either what is wrong with you is so blatantly apparent that you probably had to be carried in, or you're going to feel, well, I'm not going to take those. You've got no idea what my world looks like and what's wrong with me.
Yep. Cool.
Right, so that concludes our 4-part masterclass on Selling Magically Express. So if you've got any questions, please email us at podcast@theresultshow.com. And we will see you for the next episode of The Result Show, where we have something new and exciting to share with you.
Yep.
So join us again next week.